Y'all don't remember how I does this? Good, I'ma remind you, it's been a while since I ranted. I had a good time too if you love me. That time today, I'm that times two. I work on my time to address bullshit when it's time to. And it's time to. DC Power, Marvel's voices, comic books, you would think it was being advertised directly to this YouTube channel. And I did not pick them up proudly. Feedback, free feedback, everybody. Why in the fuck should I spend money on seeing a comic book character you don't use because of the skin tone of them? If I want to invest money in a character, I would want that character to matter, to be advertised in your Marvel previews on the first page, maybe that back page on the cover, maybe the first page inside, not the one we get to at the end of it, and he's sharing his comic book cover with another comic book cover of a character we know you equally don't care about. Why should I get hyped for this character? Hey, yo, Ghostlight, did you guys get your Ghostlight, everybody? Ghostlight. The comic book art on the cover looks nothing like the interior art. I don't think Matt Miller was trying with his color arting. Why should I care about Ghostlight when I just lived through a whole calendar year without him factoring in anything? I was sold. Oh, this is L.B. Harper. Remember what happened in Silver Surfer in the 60s? This is the follow-up on that. Okay, maybe there's something there. I have now understood where you slot him on your character list. And I love progression, but the closer you are to number one, which would be Spider-Man, or for DC, for Superman or Batman, the closer you are from number one, the more you matter. The further you are from number one is irrelevant. Why am I spending $4 of my money for irrelevancy? I'm gonna stick to the Black Panther comic. I'm gonna stick to Storm. Static, I actually believe there's potential there. And when I stop believing it, I'll stop buying those comics also. One day my comics will be in the store. This is the monster that you companies are creating, this monster. There's gonna be competition coming years from now. Just keep waiting. When I think about a guy like Ghostlight, I don't think about, oh my god, what a celebration of characters. When I think about who else doesn't have a comic going on right now. Let's even go to Moon Girl. When I think about Vixen, I'm not going, what a celebration. I'm going, this is a graveyard. Where are these characters? Every year you're going to annually remind me who you're not featuring, who's not a factor in the big summer event. The crossovers where Iron Man, oh, this is so big, that Captain America and Doctor Strange are here. And the writer who writes the X-Men and the writer who gets to also write the Avengers when he's done that comic book series, and he's also on the Fantastic Four. And do you know that he's going to be writing Thor next? You know that that circle of writers, right, for that circle of characters. So there's circles here, and they rotate from, and then there's this tier, this rung down here, and every writer and artist, no matter what they tell you, this is an opportunity, we're showcasing Black excellence, you guys are on that tier down here, and they're paying you a lousy pay rate to sell a $5 book and emotionally manipulate anyone who has some sort of love for the characters into getting this comic book that pushes nothing forward. When's the last time a storyline consequence of a Marvel Voices mattered, huh? Or DC Power. What happened last year when Jon Stewart was talking to one of the other Green Lanterns? When did that matter? When did that factor? When did the events of that storyline factor in the rest of the DC universe? You tell me if I'm wrong. But when have these things forwarded anything? I don't care what you got with Night Thrasher. I understand what you think of him by who you put on him. That circle, that tier of writers and artists are not the same ones doing the big ones. If you care about characters, I would understand you did by Jonathan Hickman. He's not the only guy. There's other people. Jerry Duggan, who's gotten so many chances to write so many characters. Cool. I'm sure the continuity of everything he did with the X-Men and Fei Long still matters when he's doing Iron Man, doesn't it? Characters like Black Panther don't have that benefit. As soon as a Black Panther writer is done, he's gone out of the company for the last 6 writers. Going back to the 90s. Going back to Christopher Priest. Does Christopher Priest come back? You know, this guy should be doing our Iron Man series for the ongoing. Or he'll write a big event comic book? No. But Bendis does, and we wonder why Miles Morales is successful. Bendis. Simple answer. Bendis. Ongoing Ultimate Spider-Man, all those comics, all those numberings. People go, oh, let me continue with this Ultimate story. I'm already invested in here. And Bendis is writing it. All right, boom. That's why that character flew. You think it was because people liked him? I'm sure some of that Spider-Man love, because he's a secondary version of Spider-Man, may have also helped, but Bendis. It is not a surprise. It's not a theory. These are factual stuff I'm telling you, people. And why do you celebrate? I don't want to go on and see any celebrating of it. I don't care about Storm and T'Challa having a grandkid. This is a non-consequential story. We will never reach that point in period. That is not a canon, official thing that happens. It is of no value. Let's focus on getting Storm and T'Challa together in current day comic books. And then that's not going to happen. They can write a story about it 170 years from now when their characters are much older. They can write a story about that stuff. But what about today? Nah, the X-Office is too... we don't want to be bothered with mixing those two characters together. You know how much coordination is going to need? Man, solve this problem in 2012 with one little stupid line about how the marriage is annulled. X-Men Office, this is your second chance. In Marauders during Ten of Swords, they did another thing to poo on the relationship. Marvel Voices. Don't be fooled. Don't be an idiot. Don't be stupid. Don't be like, oh, okay, gotta do it. Don't get emotionally invested. Save your money. It costs $4 to support a character. Ask yourself, does it really matter? When you see Vixen in a comic book series, and when you see that Vixen was used in the Justice League for like 3 straight years, and when you see her mentioned and she has lines in the big crossover events, and then you see Vixen with the same writer who does the Justice League is also writing Vixen on a solo series. It's ongoing. We got plans and you already know what's coming because they built it. Support Vixen. Buy 2 comic books. That is a push. Get behind her. Make sure it doesn't fail. But until the effort is being used, don't worry about that stuff. Night Thrasher is coming out. Save your money. Why would you buy Night Thrasher from a comic book writer who we've never heard of? His name Ray. What's his name? Johnson? What's his name? Who's the artist? I remember seeing the artist's name, looking up the artist, and noticing that there's not anything impressive here. Or that's not part of that ring, that circle of writers and artists who get to write Captain America, Iron Man, Fantastic Four. Why spend money on like a 4-issue limited series? Ooh, now I'm going to get a 4-issue limited series. The reason for these is because number 1 sell really high at your comic book store. Your shops pre-order many number 1s. They just don't know who wants to read it, who doesn't. And they have to pre-order them 2 months in advance. By the time we get to issue number 4, they're making their pre-orders based off of how many issue number 1s and issue number 2 sold. They don't ever get a steady idea of how many customers they're going to have. And then issue number 4 is the last issue. There's no time. Issue 5, 6, 7, 8. They would have a good idea of what to order because obviously the same people who bought issue 6 are going to buy issue number 8. They order 2 months in advance. But they don't ever get that because of the 4-issue limited series. That is what Night Thrasher is. It is an experiment. Hey, let's get some nostalgia dollars from those Night Thrasher fans of New Warriors. Throw an unknown on it. It will have no relevance. Nothing that happens in this comic book will matter to the Avengers. It's just, hey, remember him? Yeah, I remember him, and I remember how you did nothing with him for years. Why should I care about Night Thrasher now? What is happening? What is happening with that character? Marvel and DC, you are not doing diversity. And don't be emotional. Like, you don't need these comic books to come out because when you support them year after year and buy them, they will keep doing them. And it allows for a symbolic, look, we're doing solution. It's a symbolic solution. How could we be racist? What are you talking about? We celebrate excellence every single year in February. Us? No, we do enough. Make sure these comics don't sell. Make sure Black Panther sells. Make sure that doesn't get canceled after 10 issues. Support that. It is too late. But I'm saying that's where it matters because that character is closer to number one than anyone. And where's Impact done? At the top. Impact is not done with Ghostlight, with Night Thrasher. Impact is not done with Moon Girl, Brother Voodoo, Photon. They don't care about no Photon. They let Eve Ewing do a whole story happening in an alternate reality. Go, yeah. Then we won't have to worry about editing this and making sure that nothing fits. Oh, is that right? You're doing a whole story of 5 issues. It's going to happen outside of continuity? The editor of that comic was like, okay, I'll have it in my emails by the end of the month. And just went, I don't care, because nothing matters. You can say the wrong thing. You can do the wrong thing. And it could contradict what we have. It doesn't matter. It's an inconsequential storyline. That's what we got. They don't care. They don't care about those characters. Black Panther, Storm. Marvel-wise, I'll tell you Black Panther, and I'll tell you Storm. DC-wise, I'm not informed enough to talk about that, but you know I don't like the John Stewart secondary Green Lantern, who by nature will be recycled in and out of the prominent Green Lantern. So like, why waste resources on someone who's going to be temporarily there? That's a different topic for another day, Paul, if you're watching. I challenge you to a duel. It's a symbolic distraction. Save your money, man. Thumbs up the video if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. There are solutions. And there's ways to spend your money. All your diversity dollars that you think you're doing the right thing because, Blade is on the shelves and I got to support him. Blade is no role model. Okay? Vampires and whatnot. Blade is not the king of Wakanda. But all right. Some people want to... Whatever you want to read. If you enjoy reading, I enjoy reading Ironheart. I'm going to pick up that up because I enjoy it. Not because I'm going to be held captive because I have to support this hero. How could I not? Look at her skin. How could I not support it? I don't fall for that. Not anymore. I'll read a comic book if I care. If I see that there's a try, there's an attempt. As much as we hate what they did with Ms. Marvel, Fallen Friend, as much as we hate what they did with her in Amazing Spider-Man, the stupidity of mixing the Inhuman and the mutant thing, there's effort there. Because I'm seeing Iman Vellani being the writer. I'm seeing, for like a new 4-issue limited series, for a new one, I'm seeing them do stuff that I've never seen them do with Photon. I gotta see the effort first, and then I'll care. Children of the Atom made their debut in Marvel Voices. So what? What happened to the Children of the Atom? That was like 3 voices ago. The annual Voices is silence. Ooh, poetry. The Voices is silence. It incites violence. This is nonsense. I want to go on since I've got a problem with how they profit. Chill to the monger. But I'm not chill right now. I'm not mellow. I don't wear yellow. You kind of knew that I was going to be angry from the moment I said hello. What the hell is going on in the business of comics? I can't watch it or read it. I have to stop it and record a rant. Record ranting, I should have said. Why do I have 5,000 subscribers?